What's good, YouTube? Flint Weaver back with another video, and I know I've been gone for a minute, but honestly, I've been questing my Wizards to Grandmaster PvP League, and that's pretty much what I've been doing, and I've been going through life, but I know what you're here for. You're here for what the title in the video says, my problem with Grandmaster PvP. Now, Grandmaster PvP is at a spot where it's literally only dominated by storms. And if you're a good fire, you can really dominate as a fire. Now, Grandmaster PvP has a load of issues that need to be fixed and should be changed, honestly. Now, the gear being hard to obtain, we're not going to talk about that in this video. It's still hard to obtain. I had to open like thousands of packs to get the gear that I need for my Grandmaster Wizards. But besides that, we're finna get to the issue of the PvP aspect. Now, first off, the gear at Grandmaster PvP is not balanced stat-wise. Now, what I'm talking about is Ices get very low resist, while Storm get damn near the same resist as Ice. Like, does that make sense? Like, if you go and look at the hat of a Ice compared to a Storm, Ice gets one more resist. Like, in what world does a Ice supposed to have like that close of resist to a Storm? You see what I'm saying? Now, the gear in this pretty much dominates, like the schools that dominate at this league is Storm and Fire, because resist is very low at this league. It's very low. Like, you can only touch like 30 resist without like really warding. Like, you could touch around 35 type stuff. But the damage and pierce that a Storm gets when you have very like 30 resist is insane. You're getting hit for like 1300 without like any buffs from a Storm. There's a clip that I had when I was playing Grandmaster PvP on my Ice where I had a double buffed Ice hit and I hit the Storm, and then he traded back with one no buff Trident and he did more damage than me. Like, that's how you know that this gear audit is just actually just trash, bro. I'm sorry, King Sal, but someone has to say it. This gear audit is so bad. It's not even balanced. It's literally whoever has the most pierce and damage wins. It's literally that's what the gear audit is, man. And then Storm, they really don't have to give up much stats because the gear gives them really good accuracy and more stuff. Now, we're going to talk about another issue that I have with Grandmaster PvP that needs to be fixed for this league to be good. You know what I'm saying? Now, the next issue I have is the Kafleon deck users. Now, these kids are just sitting, like, I'm sorry, but if you're that type of guy, yeah, they need to ban this deck, bro. It's an unfair advantage. And it's a lot of reasons that people are quitting this league. It's because the Kafleon decks is ruining the league. It's crazy how we're in season 3 or 4 and the Kafleon decks are still in the meta. What are you doing, King Sal? Are you just sitting not watching matches? Or are you just not caring about the league? Like, why would you introduce this league system and not do fixes for other leagues? You're only caring about max level, like Kenny said, bro. And that's the reason why Kenny had ended up quitting Wizard101, is because y'all are not updating lower level leagues and only care about max leagues. Now, it's just a huge issue that needs to be addressed, man. Like, y'all really need to fix these problems. They're ruining PvP. It's an unfair advantage, man. Tell me why a Storm has 3k health and also they start off with 6 pips. 6 pips. So you're telling me if they go first, they can just Trident me and oh well, that's GG. Just 1300, 1400 damage for me not being able to have 6 pips just like them. And it's silly, bro. It really is. Like, y'all need to fix these issues, man. Like, it's annoying. Quite frankly, it's annoying, man, because PvP is not even competitive at this point. It's just literally just Storms running the Kafleon decks, running in, spamming Elf into a Wild Ball, into a Trident. Elf into a Wild Ball, into a Trident. Elf into a Wild Ball, into a Trident. And guess what? Through a shield, a Wild Ball that hits max, that's doing like 900 damage. Like, no cap. That's doing like 900, 700 damage. Like, bro, it's doing mad damage. Like, that's another issue I have with Storm Wizards. Why do they get a 2-pip spell that does 1100? Now, I know this has been the game for a long time, But bro, we need to address the issue, man. Like, if you're not a Storm Wizard, that spell is completely broken because it's really a shield breaker spell that can do a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it can win you games. Like, the spell needs to be nerfed a little bit. I would say it should go down to like 900 damage. It should not be doing 1k for 2 pips. Like, in what world does that make any sense? Like, the whole point of this game is to be able to trade. Like, PvP is to be able to trade and play well. When you're a Storm Wizard, you do not have to play well. You literally just spam. You spam Wild Bolts. You spam Lightning Bats. You just shield break until you get an open hit. And for most schools, you cannot deal with that. Tell me why I was on my ice, which is supposed to hard counter a storm, and I had Storm Ward. And through Storm Ward and a shield, this man did like 700 damage to me. Like, bro, the resist is so terrible. It is garbage. It is like unusable. Like resist is so bad. Like, life wizards and ice wizards are very hard to use. Like, you would really have to not get a storm in order to win, or you would have to have like 70 resist to a storm to actually win against a storm in this meta. Like, storms hit for way too much damage. The pierce should be upped a little bit for other schools, or at least the resist should be up. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of issues I have with this league. Firezilla, you know, I don't want them to ban all these fun, cool ass cards. Like, they're cool, you know what I'm saying? But when people sit there and spam the spell, it's not fun to go against. Because I literally went against a person with 2 Firezillas on their pet, and they just sat there and spammed that move and won just off those 2 moves alone. Like, it's silly, bro. It really is. It's silly, bro. Like, y'all need to fix these item cards and these TCs. Like, it's this only plague spell that Storm gets, and they literally just spam it, and they do 1600 without a buff. 1600 without a buff. Like, most wizards have 3k health, so all they would have to do is send another one or Storm Elf into a Trident, and then you're dead. Like, it's silly, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can sit there and shield spam against a Storm, but all they have to do is Wild Boar or send a Storm Elf, and then you're done. Like, I'm just tired, bro. I'm just tired of this league. Like, I really want to PvP at this league. I wasted so many crowns at this league too. I spent like 6k crowns, not 6k. I spent like 10k crowns on the gear at this level, and all it is Storm. Like, if you're not a Storm in this meta, good luck. Like, really, good luck. Because Storms can just sit there and spam hit, go aggro the entire game and win. Like, all they have to do is set up a combo. Like, they just need like 10 pips and that's it. That's all they need. They just gotta shield once. And you can't send a random hit because you're gonna get smacked. So you have to shield. And when you constantly keep shielding, they're just gonna keep shield breaking with their Wild Bolts and Storm Elf. Like, bro, remove the Kefleon deck. That's a major reason why Storm is broken in this meta. It's a major reason. Also, resist is mad low. Like I said, it's mad low for defensive schools. Why do defensive schools touch around near the same resist as a Storm? Like, it does not make sense. This gear audit has to be one of the worst audits I've ever seen. Like, I'm not even capping to you. Defensive schools is very hard to play. I would say the only time you could really win on a defensive school is if you go against a school that's not Storm. That's the only time you really can win against a defensive school. Because a life cannot out heal a Storm, because a Storm does 1300 on a Trident. Like, a Sadar is not out healing a Trident. So, especially when they have like one infection up, like, you're not winning as a life against a Storm. I'm sorry, not unless they're really bad, you're not winning. So at this point, I'm finna make a Storm just to prove to you how broken and how silly Storm is. Especially with a Decathlon deck. Like, I have a Decathlon deck. I'm finna quest that up. By next week, I'm gonna have my Storm level 50, or the week after. And then I'm gonna show you how broken and how stupid you can play as a Storm and still win. Like, it's dumb, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's very silly. They need to really do another gear audit, because this audit is really bad for a lot of leagues. A lot of leagues get more stats than others. Like Storm, they have way too much pierce and way too much damage. Or they could have all that pierce and damage, but up the resist for defensive schools. Like, it's silly, bro. It really is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna just keep showing clips of like matches that I've played, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'm gonna show you like stats. I'm gonna show you the people decks that they're running. I'm gonna show you how people can abuse these things inside the game and constantly keep winning. Like, this league is just, it's really bad, man. Like, I really want this league to be better. You know, it could be better than what it is if the devs would actually look into these things and fix them. It's not hard. It's really not, man. It's just like, they just don't want to put in the effort. Like, you got to put in some effort and change these things, man. It's not like, a lot of people do not want to play this lower level because of these reasons. This is the reasons that people are going to 100 and going to 60. I bet, matter of fact, 60 probably has the same issue. Like, I'm sure 60 has the same issue with the Kathleen deck users, and Storm's just doing mass damage. Like, so it's just like a matter of the devs needing to ban the Kathleen deck, really, and really like do another gear audit or do something to Storms. Like, I don't know, man. They need to ban some of Storm TC, because people are running in with the Kathleen decks and just spamming those TCs over and over, and then they're just dominating. Like, it's dumb. It's dumb to me, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't wanna just play a Storm Wizard. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit there and just play a Storm the entire meta. Like, that's boring. Like, honestly, I want to play different schools. But every time I go against a Storm, I lose. They have to be very bad for me to win against them. But a Storm, they just, I don't know, man. It's just, their damage and pierce is out of this world. Like, it's literally out of this world. Like, they touch 15 pierce with like 90 damage without the Kathleen deck. So pretty much, most schools are only touching like 8-9 pierce, and they're only going to like 80 damage. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's silly to me, man. You know what I'm saying? And then Storm damage per pip spells. I mean, it's Storm. Like, they're supposed to do a lot of damage, but at least give defensive schools more resist. You feel me? So it's stupid, man. It really is. Like, the only knights I really see is Storms. I have not seen a knight. I have not seen no other school be knight. Yeah, besides a balance. But that was the only school I seen be a knight. But yeah, man. Please fix these issues, King Sal, because this needs to be changed. It really does. Like, if you can go look at the analytics of PvP matches, you can see what I'm talking about Storms being completely broken right now. Like, they don't have to really try. They really could just sit back, kick their feet up, sip some juice, eat dinner, and not even have to try. Like, they don't even have to focus on the game. Like, all they have to do is really Storm Elf, Storm, whatever. Like, they don't have to try, bro. Because the thing with Storm is, you cannot give them 2 wide open hits. If they get 2 wide open hits, you're done. If they get a wild bolt through a tower shield, you're done. Like, bro, it's so many scenarios where a Storm can just win based off RNG or just spamming hits until you're out of shields. Like, it's silly, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, a Storm can really just not have much resist. Like, they can run a full glass cannon setup and win. Like, that's all. Like, it's dumb, bro. So that's pretty much my thoughts on Grandmaster PvP. Let me know your opinions if you think Grandmaster PvP needs to be looked at, because me personally, I think it needs to be looked at a lot. Like, really, it really should be looked at, because this league is it's Storm. It's literally just Storm. Like, if you're not a Storm, you're losing. I'm sorry. Like, if you're not a Storm, you're losing. You know what I'm saying? Like, Storm pretty much it's pretty much like the most broken school at this level. You know what I'm saying? So I'll talk to y'all later, man. But man, hopefully the devs see this video, and hopefully some changes come into place next season, because this season's looking like it's gonna be the same meta from last season. Like, it's just gonna be Storms dominating. You know what I'm saying? So I'll talk to y'all later, man. Peace out. Also, I'm making more videos coming soon, but yeah, I'll talk to y'all later, man. Peace.